Same $750,000 house. One costs about $1,000 more every month. The other costs about $5,000 more just to get the keys. Pennsylvania versus New Jersey isn't cheap versus expensive. It's different cost structures. If you're looking at both states, you need to know which line items hit your wallet and when. Hey, I'm Jim Stevenson, a realtor here in the Philadelphia suburbs. If you want a custom shortlist that matches your budget, commute, and school preferences, book a quick call using the link below. I'll map your options and show you the real monthly cost before you fall in love with the listing. At a statewide level, Pennsylvania and New Jersey have similar median sale prices, roughly $290,000 in PA and $380,000 in New Jersey. But here's the catch. That gap shrinks when you focus on the Philadelphia metro, where both states have plenty of homes in the $600,000 to $900,000 range. So the sticker price alone won't tell you which side of the river will cost more. The real spread shows up in your property taxes, your commute, and your paycheck after state and local taxes. New Jersey is straightforward. Every town publishes an effective property tax rate. Multiply that rate by your purchase price and you've basically got your annual bill. At $750,000, a 2.66% town like Cherry Hill runs about $19,973 a year, about $1,664 per month. Princeton at 1.88% is about $14,063 a year, or $1,172 a month. West Windsor at 2.23% is roughly $16,740 a year, about $1,395 per month. High, yes, but transparent. You can see it coming and budget accordingly. Pennsylvania is lower in many suburbs, but less transparent. Taxes aren't based on what you paid, they're based on an assessed value that could be decades old. Bucks County still uses 1972 as its base year. So a home that sells for $750,000 today might show an official assessed value around $43,950 for appeal math. Here's the critical part a lot of people miss. When you buy, the county does not automatically reset your assessment because of the sale. Pennsylvania bans spot reassessments based only on a sale price. Your assessment changes only with a county-wide reassessment, permitted improvements, or an appeal. In an appeal, boards use the common level ratio, or CLR, to translate market value into a base year assessment. For Bucks in 2024, the CLR is 5.86%. So $750,000 times 0.0586 equals $43,950 in assessed value. Then they apply millage, county, township, and school district combined. So here's what that looks like at the same price. In Newtown Township in the Council Rock School District, taxes run about $8,000 a year, or about $660 a month. In Lower Makefield in the Pennsbury District, it's around $10,000 a year, or about $900 a month. In Upper Dublin, Montgomery County, about $12,000 a year, or about $1,000 a month. Bottom line, at $750,000, many Pennsylvania suburbs land under $1,100 a month in property tax, while comparable New Jersey towns are well above that. Lower monthly in PA, higher monthly in NJ. Lower transparency in PA, higher transparency in NJ. And remember, the seller's current tax bill is not your future bill. Always run a property-specific estimate before you make an offer. Now let's flip the math. Pennsylvania charges a 2% realty transfer tax, 1% state and 1% local, and it's customarily split between the buyer and the seller. That means the buyer typically brings an extra 1% of the purchase price to the table. On $750,000, that's $7,500 right off the top. New Jersey's transfer fee is seller paid, so buyers in New Jersey skip that cost. In practice, Pennsylvania buyers usually need about $4,000 to $5,000 more in cash to close on the same priced home. If you're tight on liquid savings, that single line item can decide which state is even possible right now. And unlike New Jersey, Pennsylvania isn't an attorney review state. Attorneys are optional. In New Jersey, they're standard, so expect a separate legal fee there. Commuting can swing the equation again, especially for Philadelphia workers. If you take the train, SEPTA monthly passes from Pennsylvania suburbs run about $200 to $230 depending on zone. From many New Jersey towns, you'll take NJ Transit to Trenton and then transfer to SEPTA, usually around $350 to $380 a month total. If you drive, New Jersey residents pay a bridge toll every morning heading into PA. Tolls average about $2 to $3 per trip, and Center City parking adds another $250 to $300 a month. Altogether, the toll plus parking combo often hits about $495 per month or $6,000 a year. If you live in PA and work in PA, you skip that daily toll and usually have cheaper train options. If you live in New Jersey and work in PA, build those commute costs into your monthly reality because they can add up fast. Now let's talk about what gets taken out of your paycheck. Pennsylvania has a flat 3.07% state income tax plus about 1% local in most suburbs, roughly 4.07% combined. New Jersey has progressive brackets starting at 1.4% and rising up to 10.75% for very high incomes. At a $120,000 household income, a New Jersey family pays about $3,030 a year in state tax, roughly $154 a month less than a Pennsylvania family at the same income. At $180,000, they're nearly even, $7,326 a year in PA versus $6,959 in NJ. At $250,000, the roles reverse. Pennsylvania's $10,175 a year is lower than New Jersey's $11,414 a year. So New Jersey is cheaper on income tax at lower brackets. Pennsylvania is cheaper as income rises. And for high earners with big property tax bills, remember the federal SALT deduction cap. It limits how much state and local tax you can deduct, which can make New Jersey feel even heavier on the wallet. In Pennsylvania suburbs, $750,000 buys roughly 2,700 to 3,000 square feet. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, often built in the 1990s or 2000s on a quarter to a half-acre lot in a planned neighborhood. You're getting space, newer construction, and lower monthly costs, but most errands require a car. In New Jersey towns like Haddonfield or Princeton, the same $750,000 typically buys 1,600 to 2,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, built in the 1920s or 1950s on a smaller, maybe 0.15 acre lot, but usually within walking distance of shops, restaurants, and a train. So you're really trading space for place. Smaller home, higher taxes, better walkability. At $600,000, the gap is still there. At $900,000, the difference widens. That property tax percentage compounds fast as prices rise. It's why a lot of New Jersey buyers relocating to Bucks or Montgomery County, really feel like they got a raise without changing jobs. The monthly housing cost compresses even at the same home price. Renters feel the difference too. A median 2-bedroom rental runs about $1,450 a month in Pennsylvania and $2,050 in New Jersey, roughly $600 more every month. That's not random, it's driven by property taxes. Landlords paying 2% plus in annual taxes in New Jersey simply have to pass it on. Insurance and utilities are smaller levers, but still worth knowing. Homeowners insurance averages $1,440 a year in Pennsylvania, about $120 a month, and $1,290 a year in New Jersey, around $108 a month. So New Jersey wins that one by about $10. Auto insurance flips the story. Around $120 a month in PA and $200 a month in NJ. New Jersey's dense traffic and claim history keeps those rates high. Electric and gas bills, surprisingly close. Average households in both states spend around $250 a month total for utilities, so there's no clear advantage there. It comes out roughly even. Radon testing is standard in both states. If results are high, mitigation systems run about $1,500 and are highly effective. If you're looking at stucco homes built between 1995 and 2005, get a specialized inspection. Improper installation was common, and remediation can run $50,000 to $150,000. In semi-rural areas, septic systems and oil heat are still around. Septic replacements can run $15,000 to up to $40,000. Oil to gas or heat pump conversions range from $5,000 to $12,000. And these aren't deal breakers, but they're numbers to plan around. Both states have top-tier school districts. The difference is how they're funded. New Jersey leans heavily on property taxes. Pennsylvania blends property tax with its flat income tax. In other words, New Jersey homeowners pay more monthly for schools, while PA homeowners share that cost with their paycheck deductions. And here's something most people don't think about until later. New Jersey charges 0% on transfers to children. Pennsylvania charges 4.5% to direct descendants. If you plan to pass down real estate or investments, that policy difference matters. You'll likely prefer Pennsylvania if you want lower monthly property taxes, can handle a slightly higher cash to close, want more space in newer homes, earn over $180,000 where PA's flat tax becomes an advantage, and commute to Philadelphia and want to avoid the daily tolls. You'll likely prefer New Jersey if you want to minimize upfront cash requirements, earn under $180,000, and benefit from New Jersey's lower tax brackets, value walkability and train access, or plan to pass assets to your kids without an inheritance tax. 2 quick pro tips before you write an offer. First, the mailing city doesn't equal municipality. Taxes in schools follow the municipality and the school district, not the USPS city name or the listing. Second, always have your agent run a current year tax estimate using today's millage and CLR. The seller's bill could be based on numbers that are decades old. So this isn't about which state is cheaper, it's about which cost structure fits your income, savings, commute, and lifestyle. Same budget, different line items, different life. If you want a custom breakdown based on your price point, commute pattern, and school priorities, book a quick call using the link below. I'll show you the exact towns that make sense and what your real monthly cost looks like before you even make an offer. And if Bucks County is on your short list, watch this next. I break down the best or worst Bucks County towns depending on what you need, who each one fits, where the trade-offs are, and how to keep your monthly payment in check. You'll know exactly where to start and what to avoid. Click that now, and I'll see you there.